Hi everyone, I'm Josiah Kilburn and this is Army of Insects, and today we're joined by
Labindra.
and the two of us are going to be explaining the game ANTerprize to you and playing a sample round. We've both played this game a number of times. We hope that you enjoy your game. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Labindra, you played this game before. On a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult would you say it is?
6.
6? Yeah. What game would you consider to be a 1?
What board game would I consider?
Oh yeah, like heads and tails,
Yeah.
like matching heads and tails.
I would say that's a 1.
That's a 1.
But if I were to rate this game in terms of fun, I would say it's a 9.
A 9. Okay,
9.
so there you have it, high praise. But we're about to get started, so we'll change the camera angle and get playing. Okay. All right, Labindra, so we're going to be playing the base game today. The difference between the base game and the expansion is that the expansion is only 6 cards. It's not playable by itself. And the base game is what you need to play. It comes in this little package here that it starts out with a letter. Dear colleague, I write to you from a narrow wooden desk suspended high above the forest floor. The air hums with cicadas. Bromeliads spill rainwater and silver threads. Below me, everywhere yet unseen, the ant civilizations we both study and love parade throughout the forest. I have made some unexpected observations about the ant societies in this rainforest. With the photographic help of my student, Mr. Kilburn, I have created a model that you can use to explore our findings. It seems that diplomatic complications prevent me from shipping my specimens out of the country. I myself have been barred from leaving until the municipal government of this region has decided to let me leave. However, with the help of some friends here, I've managed to get you this parcel, which contains my findings as well as this one specimen I could send to you. The ant life here is absolutely fascinating, with species trading resources and traits for dominance over the forest floor. They leverage existing worker forces and interact with one another, competing for aphids to tend to. Others seem to reject this passive lifestyle in favor of a more risky but rewarding predatory behavior, and even others have been found in a multitude of nectar sources to sustain themselves. Some small portion of these species even seem to parasitize others. Many unique and exotic ants here have bizarre lives, but it seems they all flee from the invasive species brought in by traders a few decades earlier. I observed many wondrous things here, and granted I am able, I wish to write more regarding my findings. But I first must share what Mr. Kilburn and I have recently encountered. Not only did we find ants that store nectar like bankers, but Mr. Kilburn also said he encountered a peculiar fly. He claimed that it was attacking the ants and making them go crazy, and at first I did not believe him. Then he showed me a photograph of the creature, and I had no choice but to believe it. One ant seemed to feed a jelly-like fungus with caterpillar excrement, and yet another lives entirely underground with plump aphids that the species presumably herds like goats. We also found another species, very sturdy with workers but much smaller colonies. The invasion seems to present a serious problem for the ants here, as Mr. Kilburn and I have observed. We must attempt to make others aware of their plight. Please share about our situation with whomever you see fit, and teach them about our findings using the framework provided. The success of our research depends on its reception at home. I'm sure the higher-ups at ANTerprize will want to see this letter. Please share it with them on my behalf, and inform them of my situation. I plan to write to you again soon. We are chasing some local rumors we heard about a flat-faced ant living high up amongst the canopy leaves, but have been reined in for the past 3 weeks. I hope this parcel finds you well. Signed, Dr. Myrmecophilus, Field Myrmecologist at the ANTerprize Department of Explorational Curiosity. Co-signed and photographed, Mr. Josiah Kilburn. The story of this game is there is an entomologist who is trapped in a tropical country, and he has sent you his research in the form of this board game in order to spread the word about the research he's doing and make other people aware about the ants that he studies. And our job is to play the game and win, and you win by having the most points. It'll also come with a little vial just like this, and inside of that there's a little ant. And so that's what should be inside your envelope, and that's the first components in here. So we can set that aside, Labindra, or if you want to put that back, you can. And the inside you'll see designed by Josiah Kilburn, which is myself. You'll pull out a bag of 25 hex tiles. These are the hex tiles that we use to play the game. There will be 2 of these player mats, which each have 7 spaces. So you'll place those in front of the other players. There will be 1 central tile. You'll put that right in the middle. And then there will be 6 base cards. So those will be in a little sleeve like this. You'll want to kind of push them out and then lay them out. And each one of the players of your game is going to pick 2 of these to play with. And they're going to impact how we play the game later. So there are 6 cards. 2 of them are repletes. 2 of them are farms. 1 of them is an ant-decapitating fly, and 1 of them is sturdy. So, Labindra, would you like to pick your 2, and then I will pick my 2 cards? While he picks, I'll explain to you a little bit about the cards. Each one of them features a little tile like this. They all have my photography in them. And when you actually play with the card, one of the things that makes this game fun is you pop the tile right out of its spot using your little bump on your mat here. So Labindra chose sturdy as his first card, and he chose the ant-decapitating fly as his second card. I am going to choose repletes as my first, and Fungus Farm as my second. Now what we're going to do is we'll take the 2 remaining cards, put them aside. We'll just put them over here for now. And Labindra and I will put our cards in the middle, and we'll just buy from those later. So, and we can put these kind of around the center area like this. The last component we need to go over is the dice. So your game will have 3 die, and you'll only use 1. This is the one you use to roll. These die are used to, alongside these replete cards, to keep track of how many points you have stored on there. They store up to 6 points for the largest one, so you can keep 1 with one and 1 with the other. This is a 3-sided dice. We use it to roll and to play the game. Now also inside your bag, you will have instructions, which are over here, and they will lay out how to play the game, give you an overview, tell you what's inside the game, give you a step-by-step for how to play, show you how the game should be set up. And then on the back of this side, they continue going through the game, explain how different things in the game work, how to end the game, and how to total your points. Over here you have an explanation of cards, and then you have descriptions of the cards, and then a little bit more information about some of the cards. And then finally you have details on the first expansion, also included in here. And then on the back you have just some photographs from the game related to the play of the game and related to the story. So we both know how to play, so we're going to go through the rules of this game as we play, which is the best way to learn how to play it. Wouldn't you say, Labindra?
Yeah.
So,
also, by the way, if you guys want to check out the enlarged version of these photographs that he just mentioned, you can check those out on www.armyofinsects.com.
yeah.
All right,
Good call.
let's begin.
Yeah, it says each one of these games is from the Murmako Portraiture exhibit, or each one of these images. So we're going to open up the these tiles. We're going to put 5 of them on this little centerpiece here. So basically, once you've set your 5 out in the middle, you want to try to have at least 1 to 3 of these gray tiles. For the easiest entry round, you'll want to play with entirely gray pieces. My recommendation to make the game more balanced, especially if you're playing with more than 2 players, is to have 2 1s, 2 2s, and 1 3 on your starting board. Any combinations of grays is fine, but this would be the best starting combination to get introduced to the game. You can let it be fully random if you want. You don't have to start with gray pieces. It's only an option, but for the easiest time learning and playing the game, I recommend starting with all gray pieces at the beginning of the game. All right, Labindra, would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I got a 2, and I'm gonna pick this card. Put it here.
All right. So I rolled a 1, and I am going to take a 1 from the center. Once you take a piece, you put it on your board.
I got a 1.
So he has a 1 on the board, but what you can do with it is, since he has a 2 here, he can upgrade that into a 3 if he decides to.
Or I can pull a
tile out from the bag.
But for now, I would just upgrade it, and if I choose to do that, I would have to discard this.
And so we can just put it back in the bag to discard it.
So that one is discarded, and I have a 3, and it's his turn now.
Once a tile's been discarded, you can't play with it for the rest of the game in the base game. And I rolled another 1, so I am actually going to discard this 1 and draw a 2, and I will now pass the die to Labindra, who rolls a 3.
That's pretty interesting. 6. So I think I am going to grab this card that we have. It's a 6, so I would have to discard it. I discard that. The way you actually pop it out is you press it against this thing right here, and then you put it on your board, and it sits with you, and it's his turn now.
All right, I rolled a 1, so I am going to take one of these out here and pass it to Labindra.
I got a 3. Do we have a 3? Well, so I think I'm gonna use this card again. I'm gonna pop it out, and I'm gonna place it on his deck, and I would still have 1 extra point. I can't store that as of now, so I'm gonna grab a tile.
And I will take the card for the negative point you just put on my board, so that I can keep track of it.
Alright.
Alrighty, now I'm gonna roll, and I rolled a 2. I am going to discard this 2 and take a 4 from the middle, and I'm gonna pass it to Labindra.
I got a 3. I'm just gonna grab a 3.
All right, it's my turn. I rolled another 2. So I am going to discard this 4, take and activate this Repletes card. So that's worth 4. By the way, you can tell the value of a card. We didn't explain that. So the value of a card is determined by this little green number in the corner here, and how much it trades in for is the red number on the bottom left-hand corner. So for this Repletes card that I just got, it is worth 4 and it trades in for 4. This one, however, it's worth 2 and it cannot be traded back in once it's placed on your board. So I can't get rid of that -3 points that is stored on mine. So I'm going to put 2 points on my Replete right now, and I'm going to store those over here, and I can use those points later.
3, 3, 3. Is this a 6?
That's a 9.
That's a 9. Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
From that side, from my side, it might look as a 6, but from the other side, it might look like a 9. Well, I'm running short of options now. So probably, I would put 3 tiles in so that we have more options and the game might progress quickly. So these are the 3 tiles, and it's just done now.
All right. So I have 1. I am going to use these 2 points and the 1 to spend. I'm going to use one of these points, and I'm going to take these 2 1s. And then I'm going to pass the turn to Labindra.
Yeah, I must actually congratulate him for coming up with this concept. The last time I played this game, we were keeping track of all our stored points on a sheet of paper, and this game is I would say this game is pretty addictive. Especially me when I first played this game. I just had an exam the next day. I told him I'm gonna play it for 10 minutes and not more than that. I ended up playing this game for about an hour. So it's pretty engaging, I would say, once you get to it. And we were having trouble keeping our scores on a sheet of paper, so this is actually great. I really like this concept. You would actually put it to keep track of your points like you're doing. That's pretty great. I just wanted to point that out. All right. 3, 3, 6. Oh. I'm thinking. Well, I'll just grab this, and I will draw something out.
All right, it's my turn. All right, for 2 points, I will take this one here, and then I will store 1 point. So I'll explain some of the strategy that's going on in my head while Labindra rolls. Right now, he's doubling his points, so he has a strategic advantage to whatever I'm doing. So I'm trying to prevent him from buying points in order that I can have control of the board, because that's the only way that I'll win at the current moment.
And I want the game to end quickly. Also, I want new tiles to be there so that I have more options. We can't make this a long video, like maybe like a 10-15 minute video or something like that.
So I'm going to trade in this guy, this 1, and use these 3 points to get a 4, and then I'm going to trade in these one of these points and then use one of my stored points to get this 2 here, and then I am going to pass that to Labindra.
I think demonstration videos should be shorter, probably. The shorter the better, because if you would go on a spree, that might lead to more confusion. So that's what I'm trying to accomplish with this. Now, this is a 1, and I have a 1. So I can.
Well, if you roll, did you just use you have 1 point, so
oh,
you put it out. So you have to spend a point to put it out. So after you spend it, you can't use it.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, so 3 points. I'm going to take his 1 that he wanted, and I'm going to store the other 2 points on here, and then pass to him.
Order 2. Let's see.
Okay. So I have 3 points. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to use that to buy this fungus farm and put that on my board. That won't activate until next turn. But what I'm going to do next is trade in 2 of my 1s and take a 2-point tile from the middle, and then I'm going to pass it to the middle.
Putting them in there. I got a 1.
Oh, this would be a good time to mention the game ends once we run out of tiles in the bag that get placed in the middle. So once the last one is drawn in the middle, like taken from the middle, that's when the game ends in the base game. Alrighty. So 1, 2, plus 1, 2, 3 per turn. Okay, now let's play smart here. So for the 1, 2, 3 per turn, I'm going to take this 3 points. 1, 2. Alright, so I'm going to take the 2 points from here, and then I'm going to take the 2 points from my board, exchange it in, and then I'm going to take all 3 points that are stored on my Replete tile, and that gives me 2 plus 2 equals 4 plus 3 equals 7. So I'm going to take the Turtle Land tile from the middle, the 7 points. I'm going to pass it to Labindra.
Get a 1.
1, 2, 3, plus 3 points, and we forgot to do this last round, but anytime you gain more than 5 points in a turn and you spend that many without sacrificing a tile, you do have to burn a tile. So if I were to use that and not sacrifice a tile this turn, I would have to burn one. So hold on, let me figure out what I want to do. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to take that and make it a 9. This 3 here. And so I'm sacrificing that 3 tile. And then I am going to move the turn to Labindra.
I think I'll go ahead. Maybe upgrade.
Okay. And then, so this is the first time that this has actually happened. So we've run out of tiles in the center, as you can see. So now we're going to take one tile, we're going to immediately discard it without looking at it, and then refill the center. Now he still has 2 points that he can use to buy something from the middle, and he gets the luxury of being able to know what's out and then spend it. So that's, you might have wondered, why didn't he just upgrade one of his tiles, and that's why.
That's why I did it, because I wanted this thing to empty out so that he could explain what would the next step be, and I could see the whole tiles filled in there so that I could choose. Now I have a 5 plus 2.
Well, so you can, after you've taken a tile in one turn, you can't immediately exchange it that turn. So you only have 2 points. But if he chooses, and he can do this strategically, say he wants to get rid of high numbers so I don't buy them away from him, he can get rid of tiles and exchange them with the one that's in the bag. However, he's always exchanging with the one that's in the bag. So he can do that if he wants, but there's only 1 tile left in the bag at the moment, so he can choose to do that if he wants, or he can just kind of forego his turn and wait until next time. Or if you want, you can turn your sturdy tile in for 8 points, but then you don't get the doubling modifier.
I'll just
Exchange it.
Still that's a 3.
Well, no, don't discard it. Put it in here. So yeah, put it back in the bag. So that's what you do in exchange. You don't discard it. It's not like burning it. All right, so I rolled a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for 4 points, I am going to, let's see, I'm just going to buy immediately one of these 4s. I'm going to pass the turn to Labindra. He rolls a 2. Okay. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, and I am going to exchange this fungus farm in. When you exchange a card and you put it back on its tile, and that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, plus the 1, 2, 3 I have over here. So 9 plus 3 is 12 points. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10, the 5 and the 5 here, and then these 3 points, sorry, the 2 points left, because 9 plus 3 is 12, I'm going to store on my replete.
Is that game like, if you're
No, I can't do anything. Yeah, so now it's your turn, Labindra.
Isn't that game your board is full?
No, it's only game when this is out.
Okay. Alright, so those are the only 2 tiles we have now.
So now I'm in an interesting spot, where I basically only have 1 turn of leeway. So let's see if I can't manage to stretch that out. Okay, so I have 1, 2. I'm going to store that here. Then I'm going to pass my turn to Labindra. So I have to do something on my turn. And the reason that's not good for me is that means I'm actually going to have to downgrade one of my tiles by 1 point. I guess I'll do the lowest tile. So I'm only going to take 1 point off my score, but yeah. All right, now the bag is empty. And the center is also empty, so it's time for us to score our boards. All right, Labindra, how about we have you go first, because you have fewer tiles, so it'll be easier to count up.
Pretty easy. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 times 2, 20.
Yeah. Now, specifically, if he had a card like this -3 on his board, he would do the multiplying first and then subtract 3. He's not subtracting 3 from these 2 and then multiplying it by 2. So that's important to keep in mind. It does say that in the rules, but I wanted to point that out here. All right, now my turn. I have full board. The question is, do I beat his 20 points? So I already negate his attack over here. So I've well, first let me count up everything together, because technically this is the way we're supposed to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 5 is 20, plus 9 is 29. Then I have 3 points stored on my replete, which by itself gives you an extra 2 points. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So we had 29, now it's 34, but I have to then subtract 3, so 34 minus 3 is 31. So I beat Labindra by 11 points, but I had to play on basically my toes for the whole game to beat him, because he took a very powerful card at the beginning. So,
Well,
yeah,
good game.
good game. All right, and that's a wrap.